Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and stay with me until the very end, because the coin we're talking about today has a story so unbelievable, so mysterious, and so valuable that collectors around the world still dream about finding one hidden away in an old drawer, forgotten box, or family collection. Today, we are diving deep into the legendary 1980 South African 1 Rand coin. Now, at first glance, this coin may not look extraordinary. Many people would see it and think it is just another old coin from decades ago. But experienced collectors know something different. They know that sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins hide the most extraordinary secrets. And this particular coin carries a story connected to history, power, wealth, and a hidden market of collectors willing to spend unimaginable amounts of money. The 1 Rand coin from South Africa was created during a time when the country was going through major political and economic changes. Precious metals were extremely important. International attention was focused on South Africa, and coins became more than simple money. They became symbols of national identity and financial strength. The 1981 Rand coin was struck with incredible detail. The craftsmanship on this piece reflects the serious approach South Africa had toward its currency at the time. The sharp edges, elegant lettering, and powerful national imagery gave the coin a bold appearance that still impresses collectors today. But here is where things become truly interesting. Not every 1981 Rand coin is valuable. Most people searching through old collections will find common versions worth only a small amount. But hidden among them are extremely rare varieties, error strikes, proof editions, and ultra-high-grade examples that can completely change a person's life overnight. Collectors spend years hunting for these rare variations. Some have tiny minting mistakes invisible to ordinary people. Some were produced in extremely limited numbers. Some survived in nearly perfect condition, while millions of others became damaged through circulation. And in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A single scratch can reduce a coin's value dramatically. But a flawless coin, especially one preserved for decades without damage, becomes almost mythical. Now imagine this. An elderly man cleans out an old cabinet in his home. Inside a dusty envelope, he discovers several old South African coins collected by his father many years earlier. Most appear ordinary, but one coin stands out. A 1981 Rand preserved so perfectly that experts could hardly believe it survived untouched for over 4 decades. When specialists examined the coin, they noticed something unusual. The strike quality was exceptionally sharp. The surfaces were nearly flawless. The rare production characteristics matched a highly desired collector variety. Suddenly, what seemed like an ordinary coin became the center of intense international attention. Collectors started contacting auction houses. Private buyers entered negotiations. Experts debated its rarity, and the value kept climbing. Stories like this are exactly why the coin market continues to explode worldwide. Older men especially are drawn into this world because coins are more than objects. They are pieces of history you can hold in your hand. They remind people of earlier times, old governments, changing economies, and moments from their youth. For many collectors aged 55 to 65 and beyond, coins represent memory, legacy, and pride. Some collectors inherited coins from parents or grandparents. Others began collecting as children and never stopped. And many now realize their forgotten collections could contain hidden treasures worth fortunes. That possibility creates excitement unlike anything else. The thrill of discovery. The hope that one small piece of metal could transform your future. And the 1981 Rand coin is one of those coins that keeps this dream alive. What makes this coin even more fascinating is how global demand has increased over the years. Wealthy investors from around the world have entered the rare coin market, searching for assets connected to history and scarcity. Coins once ignored are now being hunted aggressively by serious buyers. South African coins have become particularly attractive because of their historical significance and limited availability in top condition. And when collectors compete, prices rise fast. Some buyers are not simply purchasing coins. They are purchasing exclusivity, ownership, status, the right to say they possess something almost nobody else can obtain. That is why certain rare coins sell for amounts ordinary people can barely imagine. And there's another reason older collectors love these stories. Because they know treasures are often hidden in plain sight. Many valuable coins were accidentally spent, lost, or forgotten over the decades. Some remain inside old family safes. Some sit inside dusty albums. Some are mixed into jars of ordinary change. Which means even today, someone somewhere may unknowingly own an incredibly valuable 1981 Rand coin without realizing it. That thought alone keeps collectors searching every single day. Now let's talk about the details experts examine when evaluating this coin. First comes the date and mint characteristics, then the strike quality, then the surface preservation, then the edge condition, then possible minting errors. Professional grading companies inspect every tiny detail under magnification. Even the smallest difference can separate a common coin from a legendary one. Collectors also pay attention to original shine, known as mint luster. A coin retaining strong natural luster after more than 40 years immediately attracts attention. Proof versions are especially desirable because they were struck with extraordinary care and mirror-like surfaces. These were never meant for normal circulation. They were created for collectors and presentations, making surviving examples highly sought after today. And whenever a rare proof coin appears at auction, excitement spreads quickly through the collector community. Phone lines light up. Online bidding wars begin. Dealers contact wealthy clients. Prices surge beyond expectations. This is not just a hobby anymore. For many people, rare coins have become serious investments. And unlike modern digital assets that can disappear overnight, rare coins are physical pieces of history that survive generations. That permanence gives collectors confidence. A man can hold a rare coin today, knowing it may still exist hundreds of years from now. That emotional connection makes coin collecting powerful, especially for mature audiences who appreciate legacy and preservation. Now imagine finding one of these coins yourself. Imagine opening an old box in your attic. Imagine seeing the date 1980. Imagine realizing you may be holding something collectors around the world desperately want. That moment would change everything. And this is why people continue searching through old collections every single day. Because hidden treasures are real. History is real. And sometimes fortune hides inside the smallest objects. Now here comes the part everyone waits for. The value. An ordinary circulated 1980 South African 1 Rand coin may only sell for a modest amount depending on condition. But the rarest versions, ultra-high-grade examples, special proof strikes, and exceptional collector pieces have reached astonishing levels in private discussions and elite collector markets. And according to collector rumors surrounding one extraordinary example, the estimated value shocked the entire coin community.
Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this channel, because the stories we uncover here are not just about coins. They are about history, power, and the hidden wealth many people walk past every single day. Today I want you to slow down and imagine holding a small, heavy coin in your hand. At first glance, it looks simple, solid, honest. But this is not just any coin. This is the 1985 1 Rand coin from South Africa, associated with Viljoen, a name that carries weight, authority, and controversy. For many men who lived through the Cold War years, the apartheid era, and the shifting balance of global power, this coin represents something deeper than money. It represents a time when leadership was firm, borders were defined, and values were defended with steel and resolve. The 1 Rand coin of 1985 was struck during a period when South Africa stood isolated from much of the world, yet fiercely independent. The economy was under pressure, sanctions were tightening, and every decision made by the government carried consequences far beyond its borders. Coins minted during this time were not merely currency. They were statements. They were symbols of endurance, authority, and national identity. What makes this particular coin so captivating is the connection to Viljoen. Constant Viljoen was not just a name in history books. He was a general, a strategist, a man respected and feared for his discipline and unwavering principles. His influence reached deep into the military and political landscape of South Africa. Coins linked to this era and this leadership are soaked in the gravity of decisions that shaped millions of lives. Look closely at the 1 Rand coin. The weight feels deliberate. The metal speaks of durability. This was not made to be flashy. It was made to last. Older men understand this kind of craftsmanship. It reflects a time when things were built to endure, not to be replaced. The design carries a seriousness that modern coins lack. It does not beg for attention, yet it commands respect. In 1985, South Africa was standing at a crossroads. Internally, pressure was rising. Externally, the world was watching. The rand itself was under strain, and yet coins like this continued to be minted with precision and pride. That alone tells a story. It tells us that even when surrounded by uncertainty, the nation still believed in its foundations. Collectors who truly understand history don't chase shine. They chase meaning. And meaning is exactly what this coin holds. It is tied to an era when authority mattered, when leadership was not soft, and when survival depended on strength and strategy. For many men aged 55 to 65 and beyond, this coin mirrors memories of their own lives. Years of hard work. Years of standing firm. Years of making difficult choices. There is also rarity wrapped into this story. Coins from turbulent periods often disappear from circulation. They are melted, lost, or forgotten. Those that survive intact become silent witnesses to history. The 1985 1 Randville Joan coin is one of those witnesses. It has seen economic struggle, political upheaval, and the eventual transformation of an entire nation. This is why serious collectors don't just ask how old a coin is. They ask what it stood for, who held power when it was minted, what risks surrounded its creation, and what it represents today. This coin answers all of those questions with quiet confidence. Imagine this coin sitting in a private collection, not displayed for decoration, but preserved as a reminder of a world that demanded toughness. A world where men were measured by their resolve, where leadership was decisive, and hesitation could cost everything. That is the emotional pull of this coin, and emotion is what drives true value. Many people unknowingly dismiss such coins, thinking they are common or ordinary. But history rewards those who pay attention. The real worth of this coin is not just in its metal. It is in the story embedded within it. A story of command, resistance, identity, and survival. As time moves forward, fewer people remain who truly remember that era. And as those voices fade, physical objects like this coin become even more powerful. They become anchors to truth. They become assets that carry legacy. If you have ever held onto something because it reminded you of who you were, where you came from, or what you stood for, then you understand why this coin matters.